Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Soon-Thiam Khu, and I'm a professor in water systems engineering at the University of Surrey. Sorry about that. What I'm going to talk about is something that has been developed at the University of Surrey for the past 25 years. Unfortunately, the person who is the most appropriate person to talk about this could not come here. He's Professor Barry Lloyd, who started the whole initiative of the DelAgua testing kit. So I'll try my best to talk about the DelAgua kit. My colleague Adele has just highlighted the importance or the important issue of water scarcity. And what I'm going to look at is to carry on the water theme, like what Keith said, to look at the other critical issue, which is water safety. How can we provide safe water, or how safe is the drinking water around the globe? If we were to look at various statistics, I think Adele, in his previous slide, put down one of the statistics was 1.2 billion people lack accessibility to safe drinking water. And this particular statistics was actually one of the UNICEF statistics says that it's 1.5. But whether it's 1.5 or 1.2 billion, it is a huge number. It represents about 20–25% of the whole world's population. What is more striking is that at least, you can see, at least 5 million deaths per year is attributed to waterborne disease. And UNICEF actually estimated that out of this 5 billion, I have the statistics here somewhere, about 1.8 billion deaths was associated with diarrhea or diarrheal disease. And even more strikingly is 21% of such diseases or such deaths are to the child with age of below 5-year-old. So this is actually very, very striking. However, all the above statistics, although it makes quite gloomy reading, what I would like to do is that to tell you that we are actually not sitting behind and not doing anything. Well, the WHO actually published an international guideline for safe drinking water in 1984, so as you can see here. And this actually tells us that it recognizes the quality of safe drinking water is one of the most powerful environmental deterrent or determinant of health. Okay? And we have to actually take this environmental determinant quite seriously. What all this means with the statistics, with the WHO publishing the guideline, it means that we need to have some mechanism to actually monitor how safe is our drinking water, not just in the developed country, but also in the developing country as well. And hence, Professor Lloyd started to look at what is actually available in the field back in the early 1980s. In order to test the drinking water. This was a photograph that was taken in 1983, okay, back in Lima, Peru. It shows actually a Land Rover towing a big container. They usually call it the White Elephant Laboratory. Okay, it's white, and in this laboratory is actually housing the necessary laboratory equipment, the insulator, the batteries, and various equipments that is necessary to carry out field tests to determine whether the water is safe or not. So, and at the same time, while Barry was looking at this, he starts to realize that in order to determine whether the water is safe, we actually need to take a more holistic approach. We have to actually look at the artificial water cycle, which consists of looking at the water resources, the water supply side. We have to look at the water treatment. We also have to look at the wastewater treatment. So we have to carry out health monitoring health surveillance on all the different aspects of the hydrological cycle in order to determine. Thus, he began by looking at setting up some kind of more permanent water sector surveillance. And he started by, one of the first things that he started looking, as you can see on the top left-hand picture here, is it's the same no, it's not the same container. This is an older container. This is the only picture that I've found that has an open container that shows all the laboratory equipment neatly packed in the container. You can see that it consists of a fully functional laboratory equipment. But if we were to then scale it down to look at what is actually available in the 1960s, 1970s, we are actually looking at the whole set of kits. So you have the bottom left-hand corner, which consists of an incubator, and then you have the insulator, you have the batteries. So for any field technician or engineer wanting to carry out water surveillance or water monitoring, they have to bring all these equipments to the field. So imagine somebody carrying this or a group of people trying to carry this. And more often you can see that the picture on the top right-hand side, you have to actually do it in whatever open space that you can find. What Barry did was to start to look at what can they do. He started by trying to pack or condense the different types of equipments that are necessary for a successful test into one container. So he actually looked at this container, a Dempsey container, start to put things inside there. And finally, back in 1983, I think, or 84, he started to develop one of the first kit, which, sorry, where is the pointer? Yeah. On the, oops. As you can see here, it's actually a fully functional test kit. This is one of the old test kits. It consists of a manual. It consists of the insulator and different gadgets. You have the battery in it as well. This is one of the first kit. And then the new generation of the test kit is being shown here. If any of you is interested in knowing how this test kit works, there is actually a stand in the exhibition area, and my colleague from DelAgua would be able to show you or actually explain to you how it works. Right, it's all good to say that we have developed this test kit. Is it functional? What Barry tried to do at that time was to convince, because at that time we were quite fortunate that we have links with Oxfam, we have links with UNICEF, and also there were various MSc students on the course, so we could actually try to implement the test kit in Peru. So we've conducted quite a elaborate water surveillance program for a couple of years from 1985 to 1991. What it entails is some elaborate set of water surveillance training. So you can see in the picture here the technicians from Peru doing water surveillance. What it entails is that you have people taking notes, busy recording. We have forms for them to fill. And not just that, they are able to bring the DelAgua testing kit in the field and try it out. How do we prove that the DelAgua kit actually works? So this is one way that we can demonstrate the impact of the DelAgua kit. They actually did quite an extensive surveillance monitoring. This was actually looking at one particular location in the highlands of Peru. Okay? Based from the number of sites that they have examined, they were able to find that there were major deficiencies okay, in the drinking water. Okay? This actually prompts the Peruvian local government to want to carry out a more extensive monitoring exercise. So from 1983 to 1985, we move on from a very local pilot study to a regional study, and then to full regional study, and to implement a national monitoring program. I think you can see it from here. So it moves on from local to regional, and then it went on to full region, and then it went to the capital, Lima, to carry out a water surveillance monitoring. Right. I think the current situation, or the impact now, is that the DelAgua kit is being used by many agencies and many organizations. The slide here shows that more than 1,000 organizations operating in more than 100 countries. Okay? What we are able to do is, using this kit, is able to provide very, very simple check. The check is very simple to carry out. We only need to train the person once, and they should be able to carry out. And we are able to actually save thousands of lives as a result. The organizations that uses it, you can see UNICEF use it for data monitoring. Oxfam use it for disaster relief, disaster situation, to determine what is the water quality after a disaster event. UNHCR uses it in refugee camps in the war zone. And hence, this particular kit has actually become a global standard or global benchmark, okay, for drinking water. I must admit that this is not the only test kit around, but this is one of the global benchmark. What I want to do is to think of ways to actually take the DelAgua test kit forward. Okay? One of the ways that we are trying to do is to build a program with the different sponsoring organizations so that we can actually send our students out to the developing world, because our students in Surrey are very, very passionate in trying to help the developing world resolving the poverty and health situation. So we, together with the different sponsors that you can see here, for example, UNICEF, Oxfam, Red Cross, World Health Organization, we are able to send our students out to the different countries. And towards the end, I'd like to thank DelAgua Limited for using some of the slides and passing me a lot of the information that I could use for this presentation, and also not forgetting Neil McDougall for providing a lot of support in terms of financial support for us to actually develop the DelAgua kit until this stage. Thank you.